Hi everyone, Niev here, and today I'm going to do a Bealtaine celebration. So I'm not going to do a full ritual, but I think what I'm going to do to celebrate Bealtaine is clean my ritual room. As you can see, it's a huge mess over here, and that's really because I pulled down a lot of my decks to use and to also use for videos and things like that, and I just have not put them away. And there's other parts of my ritual room that are kind of messy or cluttered that I'd like to go through and just clean up and make this space a little bit more inviting and comfortable for me to be in, to do more readings and to connect more with my spirituality and all of that kind of stuff. I'm going to do that, and I'll film myself doing that, so you'll come along with me if you want. Then I'm going to light a candle to celebrate Bealtaine. I'm going to focus on the Irish god Andagda. That's who I tend to honor on Bealtaine. So I'll be doing that, and also I think I might do a reading. So it'll probably mostly be private, like my own reading, but I'll probably film that as well. And who knows, maybe I'll talk about it. And I just started raining. It's so loud now all of a sudden. Hopefully it sounds fine on the camera. But for much of this, I think I might do a voiceover or that way I can listen to music and just enjoy that while I clean my ritual space, clean my room here. So let's go ahead and get started, and come with me while I clean up my room. Okay, we're gonna enter into my room right now. Right now we're in my kitchen, but and this is the door that I painted that goes into my ritual room. This is our kitchen right now. So then I open this up, and this door, the other side has not been painted yet. It's been quite some time. I started painting it, but I have not finished it. So, and it's been like this for like 2 years. So it is what it is. But here we go. I'm entering my ritual space here. Let's see, we've got a full trash, so I'm definitely gonna have to take care of that. The rug is all dirty and gross, and then we've got tarot decks everywhere. I'm sure you can hear the rain outside. I'm gonna close this door behind me so that we can be in my space here and look outside, and it is raining. So hopefully that doesn't mess with the lighting too much in here. But look at all these tarot decks on the ground and other things, notebooks, books, things like that. So I'm going to be working on getting better storage. But yeah, there's a lot that I've got to work out with that. So and then over here I've got a bunch of like stacked books that I need to go through. There's just this is an old spell that I need to empty. I don't know that I'm going to get through everything today, but hopefully I'll figure something out. All right, so and I've got a little table here in the center that I was working with earlier in the year here, so there's a lot I got to go through. All right, so I'm going to set this up on the tripod, put on some music, and start cleaning the room. Okay, so here we are. I'm trying to clean my room. When we think of cleaning, we kind of think of like spring cleaning. So maybe something like this would have been more appropriate for, say, Imbolc or the spring equinox. But I decided to do my cleaning on Bealtaine. So basically I've got, tarot decks everywhere, and included in that is a bunch of other stuff from around the house, like art things and papers that I was working on, because sometimes I come into my ritual room to not just do like spiritual stuff, but create things, especially in my journals. I like to do some of my art and stuff in here. So I've got a lot of those supplies just around, notebooks and art supplies and things like that. So that's part of what I'm picking up, and doing a lot of dusting and cleaning and organizing. And I'm not going through every single little thing in this room. It's kind of a surface level cleanup, which is fine. I just wanted it to be a bit more comfortable coming into that space. So putting away the tarot decks, I don't quite have a rhyme or reason to what I'm putting where. There's a little bit of an organization there, but it's kind of just putting them away. And right now, the storage solution I have for it isn't the best thing in the world. It's just one skinny, tall bookshelf, along with a little bit of wall spice racks. Long term, I'm actually planning on moving a lot of my ritual stuff into my youngest daughter's bedroom, but we have to wait until my oldest daughter moves out of the house, which, you know, there's no rush for her to do that. But when she does eventually move out, we're going to give her room to our youngest, and I'm going to take over my youngest's room. So I've kind of been sort of mentally mapping out what I want to do, and the storage solutions I want to do for my tarot decks. And yeah, I'm kind of excited about it, but that's years down the line, probably 4-ish years down the line. So in the meantime, I kind of have to just embrace the space that I have, which I do love. It's just, this is a 3-season room, so it's winter lasts for a very long time here in New Hampshire. So it's, you know, there's a big chunk of the year that I just cannot use this room. Okay, so I think I've got this room pretty well clean. I didn't get everything, but I got a lot of areas that I haven't touched in a long time, so I'm pretty happy with it. And I think now what I'm gonna do is do my actual celebration part. I'm gonna light my candle. I'm going to speak with Undagda, and yeah, and what I'll probably do is it will probably print off a ritual from the Irish pagan school, which I won't share on camera because, you know, out of respect for them, go ahead and sign up for some of their courses and rituals and things like that. And I definitely support them and encourage people who are interested in Irish paganism to go check them out. So I'm going to print off some of the Irish for that, Irish language things for Undagda, and have that to the side here and light my candle. And yeah, so here we go. So now I'm going to start the ritual portion of this, and I guess talk about Bealtaine a little bit. So as you can see, I pronounce it Bealtaine. It can also be more like Bealtaine, and similar pronunciations, and I do spell it Bealtaine. I had to think there for a second. And that is because this is the Irish word for the month of May. Actually, I have never actually pronounced it Bealtaine, which actually pains me a little bit to say it that way, but when I started on my path back in 1999, the first books that I ever read on, or the first book I ever read on witchcraft, paganism, Wicca, things like that, and I don't remember what it was, but it had a pronunciation in the book, and I interpreted it as saying Bealtaine. So probably for the first half of my years being a pagan witch, a little bit of that was Wicca, but for probably that most of that time I pronounced it Bealtaine. And it wasn't until YouTube started being a thing, and YouTube witches and pagans and things like that, that I saw that a lot of people were pronouncing it Bealtaine, which confused me, because because I knew it was an Irish word, and we're able to, as a pagan community, correctly pronounce Samhain. So I didn't quite understand why people were having such a aversion to pronouncing Bealtaine correctly, But I feel like it's a battle that that we're not able to win this for some reason, because the pagan community outside of Ireland seems intent on pronouncing it with the anglicized way, which I have a bit of a problem with that because of the history of the subjugation of the Irish by the English, and too much to go into in this video, but Bealtaine is essentially the start of summer. And it's a time for abundance, wealth and prosperity. And I do have my candle off to the side, the prosperity candle that I made during Ostara, actually, and lit that for this holiday. It's also a time that is very connected to the Dinama, the Irish Fae folk, the good people. That's what that means in Irish. Just like Samhain, we often hear that Samhain is a time when the veil between the worlds is thinnest, and there's more, it's more complicated than that phrase. Because that's not totally correct, but that's a lot to get into here. But that same sort of energy is alive and active on Bealtaine. Now with Samhain, of course, we're going more into ancestral work. It's more of a connection with with a certain spirit realm, especially ancestors and the like. On Bealtaine, it's a bit more a connection, I guess, to the Dinama. There is a big connection with fairy magic, more specifically protection from the Fae. And that's really how I would focus that energy, is not so much a interaction with the Fae, but more protection from them. Now, as for deities, as I've mentioned, I honor Ondagda on Bealtaine, but he's not traditionally linked with Bealtaine. And there's not any lore or folklore, etc., mythology of the Dagda being connected specifically with Bealtaine. But it seems to be a common personal, unverified personal gnosis amongst people in the Irish pagan community to associate Ondagda with Bealtaine. So there must, in my opinion, there must be something there that we all sort of, well, not all of us, but a lot of us sort of instinctively connect Ondagda with Bealtaine, and I do as well. So he's kind of a father figure type of deity, sort of king or druid. He makes me think of a big bear, though I think he's more, if we're going to associate him with an animal, I do believe he's more associated with the boar, and that's actually why I pulled out the boar card from Druid Animal Oracle. That's what it's called. I pulled out the boar card to represent Ondagda. He's also associated with cauldrons. What I'm doing on Bealtaine is I'm thinking about projects that I would like to work on. It's sort of, I had a spark of an idea earlier in this month, and I'm sort of thinking about that and what I want to do to cultivate that idea. So a project I would like to work toward, and since this is a time of protection, it is a time to protect the household, and especially from fairies and other spirits like that. It's a clearing time too. Baneful magic is also sometimes performed on Bealtaine. I was saying that it's a bit of an odd time to do some spring cleaning, but cleaning altars is actually a really good this is a good time for that as well. And I don't think I mentioned this, but the reason this video is coming out so late into the month is because I don't actually celebrate Bealtaine on May 1st. That seems to be the traditional day to celebrate it. I actually celebrate the Irish fire festivals on their exact astrological date, which is the midpoint between the previous either solstice or equinox and the next solstice or equinox. So and I think this month, this year, that happened to be on May 5th, I believe. So that was the exact midpoint between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, was that was May 5th. So that's when I would normally celebrate it, but I had just come back from vacation, so I actually celebrated on May 6th. And because, I have other videos that got to go up, this video is coming out a little bit later in the month. So I hope you guys don't mind that. All right, so there we go. Tonight I will be offering on Dagda some of my beer. So that will be the offering for tonight. As of right now, I'm just going to sit with this reading for a while. I received from the Druidcraft Oracle, or Druidcraft Tarot, I received the Four of Swords as the starting card, and the ending card was the Four of Wands. So I'm guessing there is some significance with those being both fours. And in the middle, I have a reading using the Calic cards, which is something I'm going to mull over and look through the book and try to decipher here. The first card, we have this one, the B. Then it looks like this one's from Yule, a stag. Then we have the Ouija card, the birthday cake, the lightning strike, and the girl, the ghost girl going down the stairs with the candelabra. That is my reading, and I'm going to go ahead and mull over that. I'm going to be reading it like this. And there we go, and I will record it in my journal. All right, so I'm going to do the closing prayers real quick. I'm going to try to read from the Irish Pagan School's closing prayer here. I may or may not keep it in, depending on how I do speaking the Irish. But obviously most of their rituals I want to keep, like most of their ritual I want to keep on their site, available only when you purchase their courses and stuff, so I don't want to share too much of it. So all right, so the closing prayer. Andagda Gorv Magat Don Doam Agus Do Hurum Anocht Gorvma Eg Nadina Achonig Duin Hun Kanch Agus Parchak Lin Gorvma Eg Chila Dina Eran Sheshun Anocht Hunve Ansho. Andagda, thank you for your time and your care tonight. Thank you to the people who came to us and shared with us, of course, because this is a communal ritual. Thank you to everyone on the call tonight for being here, of course. So that is my Bealtaine ritual. I will, in a moment, snuff out this candle. I've also lit my prosperity candle. It's almost gone, so I'm guessing in the next couple weeks I'm going to be replacing the green candle in this, but it's still going right now, so I'm going to let it keep going. So that was my Bealtaine ritual. Thank you for joining me, everyone, and I